Chris Rock, a man whose name has echoed across comedy clubs, television screens, and theaters worldwide. A man whose sharp wit and electrifying presence could make millions laugh in an instant. But behind the jokes, the laughter, and the dazzling career lies a story far more heartbreaking than most would ever imagine. At 60, Chris Rock stands as one of the most iconic comedians of his generation, yet his journey has been shaped by trials, personal loss, and moments that would challenge anyone's spirit. And still, he carries himself with courage, authenticity, and a fierce determination. Think about it. He's made a career out of turning pain into laughter, criticism into material, and everyday struggles into performances that leave audiences in awe. But life off stage hasn't always played out like one of his comedy specials. Behind the confident smile, there have been battles with doubt, private heartbreak, and challenges that tested the very core of who he is. Chris Rock's brilliance has never come without sacrifice, and his story is far more human, vulnerable, and inspiring than the world sees from afar. Imagine a quiet evening in New York City. Chris walks alone, away from the spotlight, reflecting on the years, the fame, and the cost of being one of the most recognized faces in comedy. No cameras, no scripts, no audience, just a man who has lived through laughter and tears, triumphs and disappointments, and carries with him the weight of experiences that shaped him into the legend we know today. Chris Rock isn't just a comedian. He's a storyteller, a fighter, and a man who has learned to take heartbreak and transform it into art. Every joke, every performance, every role he chooses reflects someone who has lived fully, felt deeply, and continues to inspire millions despite the pain he has endured. His life is a testament to resilience, creativity, and the extraordinary power of perseverance. If you want to truly understand Chris Rock, you have to look past the stage lights and the laughs. You have to see the man who has faced life's harshest realities and still chooses to stand tall, speak his truth, and give the world a reason to smile. Welcome to the channel. If you want real stories that inspire, that move you, and reveal the human side of the stars we think we know, you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button and join us as we dive into the heartbreaking yet extraordinary journey of Chris Rock. Before Chris Rock became one of the most celebrated comedians of all time, he was just a young boy growing up in a world that demanded toughness and resilience. Born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, he faced challenges that would shape his voice, his perspective, and his humor. Life wasn't always kind, and from a young age he learned that laughter could be both a shield and a weapon, a way to survive and a way to connect with others. As he stepped into the world of comedy, rejection became a familiar companion. Auditions that ended in silence, opportunities that slipped through his fingers, and critics who underestimated him could have crushed anyone else. But Chris learned to use that frustration, to channel it into his performances, turning setbacks into material, pain into punchlines. Every joke carried a piece of his life. Every laugh from the audience became validation that he was moving forward, growing stronger with each step. Yet behind the stage lights and laughter, Chris faced heartbreaks that were deeply personal. Relationships that ended painfully, moments of doubt and loneliness, and the constant pressure to perform perfectly weighed heavily on him. Fame brought success, but it also brought scrutiny, expectations, and moments where the man behind the comedian felt isolated, misunderstood, and profoundly human. Despite the heartbreak, Chris Rock continued to rise. He didn't just survive the trials, he transformed them into art, using comedy to heal himself and to inspire millions around the world. Each role he took, each show he performed, each public appearance carried the essence of a man who had faced life's hardest realities and chosen to turn them into something meaningful, something that would leave a lasting impact. At 60, Chris Rock stands as a living example of resilience. His journey reminds us that even when life is heartbreaking, it can fuel creativity, purpose, and extraordinary achievement. He teaches us that laughter can be both a balm and a bridge, a way to survive the storm and to lift others along the way. At 60, Chris Rock isn't just a comedian. He's a symbol of resilience, creativity, and the power of turning hardship into inspiration. Every joke, every performance, every film he's been part of reflects a life lived fully, with all its trials, heartbreaks, and victories. Behind the laughter, there's a man who has faced challenges most people could never imagine. Yet he continues to move forward with courage, authenticity, and purpose. Think about it. While the world sees his accolades, his sold-out shows, and his status as a comedy legend, they don't always see the quiet determination it took to get there. Chris chose to channel his pain into his art, to transform personal struggles into humor that connects with audiences worldwide. He teaches us that even in the darkest moments, creativity and resilience can shine through. Chris Rock also shows us the importance of using success wisely. Despite the pressures of fame, he has consistently used his platform to speak truth, raise awareness, and inspire others. He demonstrates that personal triumph isn't just about achieving goals, it's about uplifting others, sharing your story, and showing that heartbreak does not have to define you. Even today, Chris continues to inspire millions. His journey reminds us that laughter is not just entertainment. It's survival, healing, and a bridge between people. He proves that when life is heartbreaking, it can also be transformative, turning pain into purpose, struggle into wisdom, and trials into inspiration. Thank you for watching. If Chris Rock's story moved you, inspired you, or reminded you of the power of resilience and creativity, honor his journey by hitting that subscribe button and staying connected. Because stories like his deserve to be remembered, celebrated, and shared. Looking at Chris Rock today, at 60, we see a man who has faced heartbreak, loss, and personal struggles, yet has transformed every challenge into strength, laughter, and inspiration. He proves that even in the toughest moments, it's possible to rise, to grow, and to leave a lasting impact on the world. Every joke he tells, every stage he graces, every story he shares carries the weight of his experiences, reminding us that humor can heal, that resilience can inspire, and that personal tragedy does not have to define a life. Chris Rock's journey teaches us that legacy is not measured by fame or fortune, but by courage, kindness, and the ability to turn pain into something meaningful for others. He shows that laughter can be a bridge across pain, a way to connect, and a source of hope. Even after decades in the spotlight, he remains humble, compassionate, and dedicated to using his voice to entertain, enlighten, and uplift. If Chris Rock's story touched you, inspired you, or reminded you of the power of perseverance, honor his journey by subscribing to the channel, sharing this story, and carrying his example into your own life. Because stories like his, of heartbreak transformed into triumph, of challenges transformed into creativity, deserve to be remembered and celebrated. Thank you for watching. And never forget that even in the darkest times, resilience, humor, and humanity shine the brightest. Chris Rock's life at 60 is a story of transformation, of turning heartbreak into humor and trials into triumph. Every challenge he faced, every moment of doubt, every personal loss has shaped the man we see today, resilient, creative, and endlessly inspiring. He proves that life's hardships don't define you, how you respond to them does. His story reminds us that laughter can heal, courage can inspire, and perseverance can leave a legacy far greater than fame or fortune. Even now, Chris continues to influence millions through his comedy, his films, and his voice. He uses every platform to connect, to entertain, and to uplift, showing that personal tragedy can become a source of universal inspiration. His journey is a testament to resilience, reminding us all that even in the darkest moments, we can find strength, meaning, and purpose. So if Chris Rock's journey has moved you, taught you, or inspired you, honor his story by subscribing to the channel, sharing this video, and carrying forward the lessons of courage, humor, and humanity. Because stories like his, of heartbreak turned into art, pain turned into inspiration, deserve to be remembered, celebrated, and shared with the world. Thank you for watching, and always remember that resilience, laughter, and humanity shine the brightest, even when life feels its hardest. Chris Rock's life at 60 is a story of transformation, of turning heartbreak into humor and trials into triumph. Every challenge he faced, every moment of doubt, every personal loss has shaped the man we see today, resilient, creative, and endlessly inspiring. He proves that life's hardships don't define you, how you respond to them does. His story reminds us that laughter can heal, courage can inspire, and perseverance can leave a legacy far greater than fame or fortune. Even now, Chris continues to influence millions through his comedy, his films, and his voice. He uses every platform to connect, to entertain, and to uplift, showing that personal tragedy can become a source of universal inspiration. His journey is a testament to resilience, reminding us all that even in the darkest moments, we can find strength, meaning, and purpose.